ass over here.
Wow, a Turok game in 2008. Who the hell saw that one coming? Alright, look, I'm gonna be blunt here. Forget about every other Turok game that came after the great original on the N64. Even forget about the N64 version. You don't play the same character, it's not the same game. The only thing that remains consistent is the fact that you're running a fucking place full of dinosaurs. Planet, island, whatever you want to call it. Jungle-like planet, I don't know. Whatever your description may be, the simple premise here is you're on a fucking place with dinosaurs, you have to survive the dinosaurs, and the military troops sent in to murder your ass. Alright, unlike before, we're not going to sit through 40 minutes of the opening cutscenes while I delude you with, well, you know, they could have done X, Y, and Z. No, we're going to move right on to the meat of the game. And what is that? Killing stuff! It's a first-person shooter, for fuck's sake! However, before I jump ahead, let me show you something. One of the major problems I found with this game, and it's going to reoccur throughout the entirety, and you always hear me curse and scream about it, is the fact that the AI randomly stops, jerks, and doesn't move, and sometimes gets stuck in its own pathfinding. You'll have instances where they'll get stuck, they won't move, and the worst is when they're on ladders, when you have to climb up and they just like that, just magically decide to stop. They won't go anywhere. You know what that means? You can't climb the fucking ladder, and you can't complete the fucking level, so you have to go all the way back and start over. Now, you're not going to actually see that because I couldn't get the damn AI just to fuck up like it usually does when I play, but it does happen, it is a problem, and I hope they patch the game. It's one of the few problems, actually, and considering Touchstone Pictures made this, and I haven't heard of any other games they made, this is an amazing first debut, especially when you have cutscenes of this quality. Wow. So, long story short, you're on the island, you start running around, you're with the one lone survivor who you got out with after the ship. I'm not going to show you that sequence, I'm not spoiling it. Take a look at the draw distance this game manages without a single hitch or slowdown or anything. Everything you're seeing is done in real time. I see no evidence that points to anything otherwise. And I mean, that's just fucking impressive as hell.
Turok, clear as many as you can quietly.
Now, if you played the demo, you know this bit coming up. I don't really care if you have or haven't. We all know how kick-ass this is if we played the demo and enjoyed it. If not, then I guess you don't enjoy video games. This is one of the coolest mechanics in this game. The stealth kill option. Which you can do both in single player to dinosaurs and human characters of all shapes and sizes. And you can do it in the multiplayer. I'll show more of that later. But this changes the whole dynamic of the game for a little while because now you can hunt people. You can shoot them with the bow and hope you don't miss like I consistently do. I swear to God, whenever I'm recording footage, I can't get two fucking things to work right. I'll kill him. Hold on. Now, the fucked up thing is, if you should miss a shot or make too much noise, dinosaurs seem to show up in this sequence. If you don't, they don't seem to pop out of nowhere. And they will get you. Let me tell you something. These dinos are not fucking around. They pop out of every corner. They leap from trees. And later on, you face off against ones that can climb up walls and stuff. you're completely out of your league. But I simply love this knife. I love the mechanic how you can just directly kill anything in one shot if you're fast enough with the right trigger. It works. It just works great. In other words, I haven't seen it done this well in a video game to date, literally. As much as I love using knives in other games, this game just did it the best I've ever seen it. It looks amazing, it sounds great, and it never fucking gets old. You could do it a billion times, it will never get old. Alright, so now that I've told you about that and shown a bit, let's move on. One thing that is sure to piss off certain people, especially me because I'm easily irritated, is the fact that the AI just magically knows where you are sometimes. I gave no indication I was standing there. What, they fucking see me? How did they see me? I didn't even reveal my location. Anyway, so they saw you. Now it's time to actually shoot some stuff. Note this, however. See that dino? Why should I kill him when he's doing my work for me? Another cool gameplay mechanic here is that using a flare launcher on the shotgun, if you want to use it, I barely use the damn thing, or just in general luring the dinos towards your enemies will lead them to fight with the dinos. Therefore, you don't have to kill a goddamn enemy in this game. You can literally have the dinosaurs do all the work for you, if the dinosaurs survive. If they don't, you go and you clear out whatever who else survived. But this is just a cool mechanic and gives you a choice as to how you want to play the game. You also have a secondary fire option for all the weapons. This one's cool. On the SMG type weapon, you get a silencer as a secondary choice of weapon. That's an interesting mechanic there, considering usually it's like a grenade launcher or something. Not here. Also, every time you shoot an enemy, there is a resounding noise, spark flares off their little vest things, whatever they're wearing, and it just really feels good. And AI is not a pushover. A lot of professional reviewers have been saying AI is a joke. They're not. More so, it's made a little bit trickier than your typical first-person shooter on a console. There's no auto-aim for you. There's no aim assist, nothing. You're aiming, either you can aim or you can't aim. So anytime you miss in this game, you miss at your own free will. You can't blame a computer for fucking you up. You can't go nuts about it. This adds a direct amount of challenge to this game that other games on this console do not have because they have the aim assist. I hate fucking aim assist, so I had a blast with this game in terms of shooting stuff. It just feels really good to be able to kill something and know I was not assisted in any such way. And note this, if you click in the left analog stick, you can always find your objective and a marker that tells you where to go. Most times. Sometimes it'll just tell you to find your way out of an area or something, and you can figure it out. You might be lost for 10 minutes tops. You really can't get lost in this game. But yeah, and it's so cool because you can dual wield every single weapon so far. I found you can dual wield. Well, most of them. Not the plasma launcher. You need 2 hands for that. But other weapons in the game, like shotguns, you could dual wield the fucking things. I simply love running around with dual shotguns and fucking everything up that moves. It's too cool for words. This is a cool weapon in itself, but the problem is, Turok was known for one specific thing, and that was badass weapons that could just mutilate your enemies into a million pieces in mass droves. The Cerebral Bore, anyone? Why this Turok doesn't have those weapons? I guess because they're rebooting the franchise and didn't want to make it so over the top and overkill. But Turok was a mainstay because of those weapons. A lot of people are going to be very disappointed to know that there's nothing like that. The only thing you have that returns from the original game is the bow, which you saw me use earlier. Which still kicks ass, and now you get exploding bow tips and things like that, and they completely kick ass. Alright, let's move on. Some people will bitch that it's just, shooting, no brains, no figure anything out. Take a look at this. Oh, sure, you could bum rush, but look up. Yeah. Now we know we're dealing with something a little bit above the arc, so to speak. And, what are we dealing with? You won't know until they introduce them. And believe me, when they introduce a new type of enemy in this game, it's always something spectacular and something very overblown and something you don't see coming. And you really want to be paying attention. And that's why I keep checking behind me, looking around, scarfing the area, because I've gotten my ass handed to me several times by these dinosaurs, which come from out of nowhere.